What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Frank, as you know, and today's video is going to be a continuation of the little series that we've been doing the past couple of weeks. This is going to be an online Copart review as to a few cars that are currently listed and look pretty interesting. We'll kind of just go over some pictures and see what our overall thoughts are. So I hope you guys have been enjoying kind of these type of videos. We're gonna keep on doing at least one of them, I would say, a week, and just again going over some pretty cool cars that are listed right now on Copart. So without further ado, let's get to the screen and let's see what cool cars we have today. So we have the 2002 Subaru WRX GT. I know this car, let's see, valued is $36,000 as of right now. It's pretty much a brand new car. It's got 2,700 miles on it. That seems like a brand new car to me. It's got a salvage title out of Pennsylvania. 1 day and 18 hours until this goes live. It is again a minimum bid. No one has bid on it just yet. And this one is located in Long Island. So originally out of Pennsylvania, it was registered to the title, and now it is sitting here in Long Island, New York. You can see it's got 2.5 liter 4-cylinder motor. I believe it's got about 270 horsepower, these newer Subarus. So let's look at the damage that's done to this car. You can see the whole front driver's side of the vehicle. Primary damage as it's listed, front end. Zero secondary damage, and it is listed as a run and drive. So looking at the front end of the vehicle, you can see the passenger front end is going to be the brunt of the damage. Looks like it pushed a whole bunch of the panels around on the front side. Driver's side fender looks to be messed up and bent now because it's not properly aligning with the door. And obviously the hood is completely scrapped, the front bumper. This headlight looks salvageable. Wheels, suspension parts, everything looks pretty normal in there, so there is a little bit of hope left for this car. Again, being that it only has 2,700 miles, so it's a brand new car. Going on to the secondary picture, the rear end, there's really no damage on this side at all, and the same thing on the passenger side rear, there's no damage at all. Let's get over to the nitty gritty of it. We have the passenger side front of the vehicle. You can see it obviously slammed into something. Not sure exactly what, but it did a lot of damage to that front passenger side. Completely destroyed the bumper, the fender, the headlight, the hood, and who knows what other damage is done underneath there, whether they're structural or not, I don't know. Again, you can see the fender is pushed in and out, it looks like, to the left, so that is throwing it off from the alignment with the door. Not sure if it ended up kinking on the top portion of here, but again, some closer pictures may reveal more. Jumping right into the front, you can see, although this picture is a little off-centered, oddly enough, that's pretty strange. But as you can see, all the damage done to the front end, primarily right here. Looks like there's some radiator damage in there. It looks to be bent. Not sure if that's salvageable, but we will see. Jumping into the rear end of the car, perfectly fine. Interior, no airbag deployment. I'm not sure what seats those are. I don't know what type it comes with, or if those are upgraded from the factory. I don't know. Maybe they're Recaros. I don't know what Subaru offers anymore. Coming onto the interior, it is an automatic.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Unfortunately, I know for a lot of people that's going to be a big downer that it is an automatic, but for other people, that's going to be a pretty big plus for them. Also on here, we have the giant Tesla type tablet infotainment system in the middle, and everything else in here looks like a standard Subaru. It's got a push to start, and it still has the tag on the glove box that it's, again, because it's so new. Looks like it's got an Alcantara style glove box, or a little upper portion of the glove box on here with the dashboard. It's like half leather or pleather and then half Alcantara. The seats are as well, looks like a full kind of Alcantara suede mixture in there, and it does have that D-style steering wheel. Jumping onto the gauges, you can see the whole Christmas tree of warning lights on here. We have a check engine light, we have a bunch of sensor malfunction lights, we have the lights. The headlight disabled because obviously the front light is completely destroyed. We have that warning light on there and a couple others. Looks like traction control is all messed up. And again, a couple other ones. 2,740 miles on the dashboard right now. Car had half a tank, so at least you're getting half a tank when you get this car. Again, it's probably all fuel, but whatever. Jumping onto the rear seats, there's nothing wrong in here. Again, it's a mixture of leather and suede Alcantara material. Nothing interesting to look at there. Now jumping onto the front end of the car, you can really see the brunt of the damage on here. So coming in, it looks like you have the air box on the front that's connected to the intake, which runs into the motor. You can see that that looks to be broken and cracked right along this area. Again, everything seems to be pushed in. I'm assuming, so this is all pushed in. The radiator here, I'm assuming, is destroyed. I'm not sure if there's structural damage. Looks like the components on the side are also damaged. Hood strut, again, those are probably, you just gotta get a new hood. Whether you need new struts, definitely most likely on this side. Whether it's bent or not, I'm not too sure. Looks like we have a fuse box over here. This looks to be way out of whack and pushed around. So again, a little more damage done on there. This is gonna be a car where I would not bid on unless I saw it in person. I'm not going to blindly bid on it because who knows what damage is done underneath there. But some people have more experience than me and they're willing to take a bigger risk than me. So by all means, have at it and bid on this one. Again, it is going live in 1 day and 18 hours from this video. Last picture here is going to be the VIN number. Again, there it is if anyone wants to look it up, and then you have the history, and we have the VIN number up here. So that's gonna wrap up car number 2. Again, the 2022 Subaru WRX GT. All right, guys, so here we have the third car on today's video out of 4. This one looks really, really cool. I kind of want to know the backstory on it. It is from Florida, but let's get into it. This is the 2019 Porsche Cayman GT4. It looks like it was fully modified for the track. We will get into the interior pictures to really show more of that in a little bit. It's listed as an enhanced vehicle, no odometer reading, out of Florida. It's an upcoming lot, so not sure when it's going to be posted. It was last updated 9/30 of 2022, so it's been sitting for a while. Not a great sign. Two-tone color, primary damage is this front end, secondary damage is gonna be the side. It looks like the driver's side on this one. So the Porsche Cayman GT4 stock, it has 414 horsepower with 309 pound-feet of torque. This one obviously looks like it's been heavily modified, so I'm not sure as to what numbers this car is pushing, but let's get into the picture. So starting off right away, you can see on this front end all the damage done here. Again, if anyone maybe knows the backstory of this car, comment below. That would be a pretty awesome story to hear about what happened to this one. Obviously, it looks like it was most likely done on the track, as it seems to be a track-focused car, but I'd love to hear what happened. Jumping onto the front, you can see the front bumper is completely gone. You have one of the radiators here, a little bent on the bottom there, but possibly salvageable, maybe not, because it looks like there's another one in that middle portion right here. Front windshield looks like it has heavy damage done to the driver's side. Otherwise, the passenger side looks pretty a-okay. It's got pretty thick tires on there. And again, that front end, the hood, all looks to be destroyed and dented. Jumping onto the brunt of the damage, let's get onto the driver's side front. So you can see actually here is the bumper. So it looks like from here to here, they kind of put the bumper on the front of it just to kind of cover it up. Not sure exactly why they would do that, but you know, it is what it is. Again, there's no bumper on this one, and for some reason they put the bumper in on this one. So the bumper is also covering up some of the damage in there. Not sure why, but the bumper itself is destroyed. You can see some breaking down there. Assuming that the radiator here is heavily damaged, so that's probably not going to be salvageable. Getting onto the driver's side, rear quarter panel area, you can see the whole front, the driver's side door is gone on this one, and then on top of that, the whole quarter panel is destroyed and dented. Looks like there's heavy suspension damage here. You can see the wrap, the original color looked to be white. It's now wrapped in this kind of green black, or maybe it was just paint on the outside and left the interior alone. You can see it does have a roll bar or roll cage inside of there. Definitely a great race car for around the track. You have that awesome rear wing over here. And then again, on that front driver's side, you can see the wheel in there is just bent. Definitely a lot of suspension damage to that end. So let's get into the next one. The rear passenger of the car looks to be fine. And again, the passenger side of the vehicle looks to be a-okay. Everything on this side looks perfectly fine. Nothing to really report. Jumping inside, You can see that this car was definitely a track car. It's got completely stripped interior, full roll cage. It's got the, looks like the batteries over here. Recaro racing seat over here. We got the steering wheel over there. It's the detachable one. You can see the windshield completely destroyed and bent in. So whoever's driving this car, I hope that they're okay. But that's also why you have the roll cage in here. The roll cage still looks to be intact, so I'm assuming that they are a-okay. Again, no door because that is gone. Who needs them anyway? Hashtag weight reduction. Jumping into the rear, you can see the motor in here. They're not going to show too much into it this second. It looks like the other pictures they possibly will. Again, you can see that wrap. It's got like kind of splashes and splotches all over it of whatever it is. Looks like we have the tow hook on the rear, the recovery hook on the back in case the car went off road. You can see more of that full roll cage in there. You can see some suspension components on the upper portion just kind of sticking out. And let's move on to the next one. Next one in here looks to be, I have no idea exactly what I'm looking at. I'm not sure if this is where the gauge cluster was. It looks like, okay, so this is where the gauge cluster was. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to show. If that's like the new screen in there. I'm assuming that's the new updated kind of racing screen in there, which isn't showing anything. Yeah, so that's kind of weird picture to throw in there, I guess, because it is a no start, so they're not able to get an odometer reading on it. Rear end of the car is moved on here. You can see the rear end of the diffuser is pulled off compared to the right side, which is still intact. So obviously most of that damage again is on that rear right side. Looks like the glass on the rear tail light driver side is missing, whereas the passenger side is intact. And the next picture right here is going to show the VIN number along with where the glass was on the front windshield. That is no longer there. So this is the, again, 2019 Porsche Cayman GT4, which looks like it was transformed into a full track car. Pretty awesome. Whoever gets this one, I guess it's gonna be a fun project, definitely. Being that the motor is on the back of the car, this is probably not that bad of a car to bid on, being that it's such a cool car, and you know, it's got so much work done to it that, and since the motor's in the back, I'm assuming the motor's probably fine. It looks to be mostly front end damage, so you know, anyone wants that. And again, since it is heavily modified, hopefully the parts aren't too expensive for it. You don't have to care that much about it, because if it is a track car, you know, they get beat on a little bit. So that's gonna wrap up this one. All right, so we have the last car, definitely not the least important or cool car in this video, is going to be the 1973 Porsche 911. So this looks awesome. Title code is coming out of Tennessee. It's gonna be listed in Memphis. Again, it is an upcoming lot. It was last updated February 16th of 2023, so it's a relatively newer car to be at the Copart lot. Estimated retail value is $47,000 just about on this car. However, if you look online right now for 1973 Porsche 911s, they are going for about $120,000 to like $180,000, and some of them don't even have their listed prices. So this car could really be a diamond in the rough if you're looking to fix something up. The 1973 has a flat 6 motor on it, I know, and then it also has a 190 horsepower with 140-ish pound-feet of torque. So not a fast car, but again, it was 1973, so it was a lot of fun, and it is definitely a valuable car today on fully refurbished ones back to their kind of original condition. Obviously, one like this, you know, we're gonna go over, it doesn't look like it's in the best of condition since it is at Copart, but when has that ever stopped anyone from getting a car? So looking at the front end, you can see it just has a flat tire. I'm assuming this car was kind of found and is like a barnyard project, and it was just kind of abandoned, and then it was just brought to Copart from what it looks like. But let's get into the other pictures and looks. So we have the front tire, looks to be flat. They're probably all dry rotted, the wheels. I'm assuming this car hasn't moved in years. Going to the back end, you can see it looks like we have some damage to the rear end, some rust, possibly some damage to the rear bumper, but not too sure. The rear passenger side, again, looks like they were kind of like rinsing off the car a little bit with the hose, but not too sure. It also looks like it was raining out, so not sure exactly why that's there. But we have the passenger side door is open on this car. Again, you can see a little bit more of that kind of rust going on there. We have the letters Porsche, because the Porsche down there is missing. You can see it has the 911 badge. Got the 2.4 liter flat 6 motor emblem right there. Going on to the passenger side again, tires, they kind of look a little dry ride, like it's been sitting. It looks like every wheel on here is the silver one except for that front driver side, which is the black with the flat tire. And going into the front of the car, again, just standard paint chips, damage, stuff like that. Headlights are intact, everything seems to be intact. Rear end of the car, again, you can see, I guess, the most of the damage is rust on this portion. Whether it's fixable or not too sure about that one, but I'm sure you can definitely fix it at some point or cost. Going on to the interior is kind of where it gets a little bit more, like you get a little more understanding on why this car is here. So jumping into the interior, you can see it's very dirty in here, possibly a little moldy along the steering wheel and these seats. A little bit of moisture in there too. Again, not sure if it's just because the doors were open when they were taking the pictures and it was raining or what, but the car looks like it's been sitting definitely for a while. Right over here, you can see more of the dirt and dust on this lower portion over here. Looks like the carpets are peeled back, whether that was someone trying to fix them or not. You can see the frame of the car right down here. You have the transmission, you have the shift knob right here. And everything in this car looks original, which is awesome. So if anyone's really interested in this car, you know, this seems to be an original looking 1973 Porsche 911. And like I said, their retail value right now seems to be in those mid 100 mark, so like that 150ish and up, or just a little south of there. So maybe a great investment depending on what this car goes for. Does have a key in there, so it looks like we have a key in the ignition. Not sure how many keys there is, but that's definitely a big plus. Looks like it has the original kind of cassette player in there, and we have winding down, kind of roll down windows. We have a speaker system in there, whether that's original or not, I'm not too sure. And then more of that carpeting and upholstery peeled back under there. You can see the dirt and everything on the seats, kind of pointing out that the car has been abandoned as like a barnyard car, and it was just, you know, left to rot away. A little closer on the gauge cluster here. Now that's pretty awesome. If it is accurate, this car's odometer shows that it only has 8,561 miles. That's pretty damn awesome. If this is an original 1973 with only 8,500 miles, this is going to be a true diamond in the rough. Definitely a great investment for someone either wanting one and wanting to fix one up and drive it themselves, or looking for a resale. Jumping onto the rear end of the car, nothing to really see here. Everything looks to be okay. Possibly some peel back over here with the carpeting and whatever leather they used along this side. Just a little dirty, but nothing a little TLC can't handle. And then jumping inside the motor, you can see this is where the heart of everything is with this car. Here is the 2.4 liter flatline 6. Again, it's got 190 horsepower with 158 pound-feet of torque. It looks like it's in the condition you would expect a car that was kind of abandoned to be in, and a car that was from the 70s. No clue how the oil filter is, but I'm assuming it needs a good oil change. Looks like the airbox was removed from the car, so I'm not sure again if someone decided to try and do work on it and just said screw it and they just gave it away to Copart, but you know, again, not sure. We see that rust damage on the lower portion here. It looks a little bent in here, you know, eating away at it a little bit, but nothing that can't be fixed. Again, you have the hinges right here, so the majority of the damage on this rear end, obviously for the trunk, so you could see at least you can remove them if you want to take the hinges off and repair that portion and get that fixed at a body shop. So here's the VIN for the car. Alright guys, so yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. Which one out of these cars here would you get? And please comment below on why you would get it and what you would do with it, whether you would resell it or whether you would fix it up for yourself and drive it around. I definitely want to hear your guys' opinions on these cars. Again, I'm gonna do like one of these online Copart videos every week because I feel like it's pretty good to let the people out there know what's currently being listed on Copart without having to go to the actual yards themselves. Just for now, obviously on a day like today, it's raining outside and it doesn't make for the best video from outside in the rain. So I appreciate you all for watching today's video. Again, comment below which one of these 4 cars you would want and the reasons why and what you would do with them. I appreciate everyone for your support. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. I'm excited for the next video coming out later this week as well. It's going to be another review on an awesome either supercar or a super truck. So let me know below which one of those also you would like to see and why. I appreciate you guys for tuning in today's video, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.